Well, I just put some feed down there, and this is what came to eat it. The dog is going crazy out there.
Hey honey, can you come in the laundry room for a minute and look out the window? I'm not sure what I see.
Right down here's the problem.
Oh, what do you see?
There's a big black bear eating the food out of the dish that I put down there.
Oh, because I thought by the backhoe.
That's what Bullseye smells. He smells the bear.
Okay. Well, he was looking in the direction of Bob's gate that I happened to see the direction he was facing when I was going in the house.
Yeah, well, he's smelling the bear from the air blowing from the
Okay.
west. That's
So
why he's looking up that way.
well, the reason I mention it to you is because when I just looked out of the window again, that thing is still, probably isn't. Get your pills. Do you have a drink?
No.
Sorry, I didn't
Well, it
notice when I was
looks like he's
talking
coming
to
up.
you. Huh? I have to go get your glass. Unless it's not clean. Is it suitable for another drink?
Yeah.
He's coming up now. Let's see.
Now there's feed in the bird feeder, so I'm thinking he's gonna go through the woods and come out up here.
That's right. The bit of me.
There he comes. Right there. He's coming up to the other feeder. That's what he wants. I hope he comes up here while it's light out so that people can see just how big some of these bear are. Meow. I think he saw me, but he'll probably be back. Hey guys, so it's Thursday afternoon. The video of the bear there that you saw was from last night. That's why the video wasn't real good. It was kind of not really clear, I guess you could call it. Anyway, we've got another log on here, and so this log is up to where the tow board is here that I can pick this up with. And what I wanted to show you about this log is you can see it's down on the bunk there, here. It's up a little bit there, then it's down on these other two pretty much. When you're working with a cylinder like this, as you turn the cylinder, you get to a point where you're either the opposite of this, in other words the middle will be hitting and the ends won't, or halfway through that, like a 90-degree turn or twist, you'll have it where the whole thing's laying on the bunk and the bend is to the side, either this side facing me or this facing the opposite way. So what I try to do is I like to cut the straight part of the log. In other words, if the bend is down and it's not real bad like this, then I like cutting it so that it's straight, because you can see the log looks nice and straight there. But if I turn it 90, it's going to have a little bit of a bend in it. I'd rather not have the bend, I'd rather have it straight. So I'm going to leave it the way it is. But it all depends. If it's a big bend, I would probably turn it. But it all depends on what you're trying to get out of it. So anyway, this is 12 inches down at this end. It's 10 inches up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tow board that I made here and I'm going to crank it up an inch so that it's pretty much even where in the middle of the log going down. That's about an inch there, so I'm going to leave that like that. This tow board that I made has been working pretty nice. I don't use it all the time, and even on a log like this I can easily pick this log up with the cant hook by prying on it, but it's a little bit easier this way, I guess. So I just wanted to show you how that works. So what I'm going to try to do now is, this is, like I say, 10 inch down here, so I should be able to get a 7-inch cant out of it. If I get a 6-inch cant, I'll be happy. I like even numbers for stuff, but if it's 7 inches, then fine. I'm still gonna, depending upon what this wood looks like, I might take this and cut it down to 8 feet and use those boards for on the stacking pile for in the kiln. But if they're knotty or whatever, then I'll just probably use them for sheathing, because the problem with it is it's not quite 12 feet long. It's a little less than 12. I don't know why they would cut them like that. Probably because they're contractors in construction or road construction rather than contractors for lumber. So that's probably why they cut some of these a little short. So let me start the mill up, warm it up, and then I'll start cutting this. Very warm today. It's about 80 degrees. I was trying to clean up here a little bit and stuff before, and you know, I was sweating so much the sweat was running down my sunglasses. Okay, so the sawmill I had it running before just to warm it up. So I'm not going to leave it run too much longer there. And I'm just going to go ahead and start the cut now. I'm looking for a 6x6 cant or 7x7. I had gotten a lot of questions about cutting the cant, you know, and stuff like that. When you're cutting, like, and now this is at the small end you want to do this, not at the big end, but at the small end up there, what you want to do is find where 7 inches is. Like, for instance, right there is 7 inches. So you want to find 7 inches up there, okay, because that's the small end, and you don't have any more wood than 7 inches or whatever, 10 inches I mean. So I'm going to find where 7 inches is and try and cut right at 7, and that should give me the top of one of the cant sides. That's what happens sometimes. I made a nice flat cut, but I didn't even have a dog. It was just holding itself against the stop. Sometimes when you go to talk to the camera, you mess up what the work you're trying to do. Very nice looking. That very end has a little knot in it up there. Right here there's 2 small knots. So I'm going to keep cutting it to see how it looks. Keep in mind, I have the toe board still up an inch there because I'm on the bark. Now, I could probably bring that down a little bit. As you can see, the wood is above the rollers up at that end further than it is down at this end. So I'll bring it down a little bit. It's not going to change anything as far as the squareness goes, as long as you keep it like that, you know, to make your first cut on the bark, on the bark, and then you let the toe board down after that. So I'm going to lower the toe board a little bit to get a better line there, And then I'm going to cut it, and then I'll lower the toe board all the way and just work off the bunk grill. From what I can see up there, I have 7 inches on the up and down part of good wood. The top part there is 8 inches wide. So we're definitely going to get a 7-inch cant out of that, I hope. Now, I'm going to lower the toe board down all the way now so that those two sides can give me, when I go to put those two sides down that are cut, I'm going to get parallel cuts to those. So in other words, it's going to be 8 inches. Wherever the 8 inches is up there, it'll be 8 all the way down. It'll be 7 all the way down once you lower the toe board. You can't leave the toe board up as you're cutting. I mean, if you leave it up, you have to leave it up for every cut, and that's not giving me what I'm after. that end up there, I've only got 6.5 inches. I could take probably a little bit more off of there, but I'm going to leave that on there so I have some scrap wood to cut for when I do the figuring for all of the saw curves. So I'm just going to keep taking the edges of the cant off for now. I have one more to do here to go. Is really beautiful wood. There's some very small knots in it. Right there, just to give you an idea how small it is. So now we got our cant, and the cant is 7.5 by 6.25. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to turn it to 6.25 side down, and that should give me 7 boards out of there then. That'll be good. Now some of those flitches that I cut up, they're a little bit on the thick side, but you're really not going to get any bigger boards out of those because they're so, you know, they round very quickly. Maybe some 1x4, but at the same time you want the guys who are going to use this stuff for firewood to have enough wood there to make it worth them cutting it up, because that's pretty thin, you know, compared to what most people use for firewood. For me, I like stuff that's that thin for firewood. Okay. So one turn, a quarter turn, and then we'll cut it. so I was measuring by setting the saw blade on the wood and coming down an inch. Now that last board's just a little bit shy. It's 2 inches exactly, so I'm going to come 1 inch off the bunk and cut that. That'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full-size 1x. But then the 1x will be about 3/4 of an inch, or actually it'll be 1/8 less. Yeah, it'll be about 1 7/8. So that's not bad for sheathing. It's not even bad for woodworking, because you can always plane. You'll usually plane down to something near that size. So let me go back and make one more cut yet. Alright, that gives me 7 nice boards there. It's starting to rain, that's why I'm closing down here. I want to get this sawdust out of here before it gets wet, because it's harder to shovel or blow off when it's wet. Alright guys, so that's another one for you to see. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Thanks for watching. Bye. How good you can see in there, but I just wanted to show you. I also cleaned up in here this morning and blew all the sawdust out of this thing, because it was pretty dusty in there. Okay, so you can see we got some wood getting wet here, but it's not going to hurt anything. I'll take care of this a little later. Have a good one.